let's review 3 more products.
Cat not included.
You're okay. Today, let's talk about 3 new products that I've tried over the years. These 3 are part of my daily life. I guess the other 3 also were. These are some of my favorite and or necessary, because one of them is just part of my life because it has to be now. Let's get started. First up, we've got my acupressure mat. It seems a little daunting at first, right, my meals? So the acupressure mat has as a goal to help release pressure on your body. These are quite prickly. They do hurt to the touch. They're meant to. It's something that you will have to get used to, but the premise is that you would put this under your neck, kind of like this, and you would have the mat on the floor. I can't really get off and on the floor much anymore, and so I do it on the bed. They don't recommend it, but it's better than nothing, and I actually find very similar relief, to be completely honest. If you do have the capacity of getting on and off the floor and you're not gonna get injured or anything like that, I would recommend doing it on a hard surface instead of a bed. Now, we have a foam bed, so it's not too bad, but if you have a mattress bed that like spring-loaded and not a full memory foam like we have, it's gonna be very challenging for you to get a decent feel for this. So just things to consider. I've had this mat for, oh gosh, I think almost 5 years now. I honestly can't remember. It's been a while and I love it. I actually got Luke addicted for a while till we moved and then we got out of the routine. It has been just a great sense of relief for back pain and shoulder pain, neck pain that I've had. It is something that you have to kind of gradually work towards. At first, you're gonna want to wear clothes, wear a shirt, kind of get used to the sensation. Essentially what you're trying to do is to eventually get to a point where you don't wear a shirt and you're just bare skin on the mat for about 15 or 20 minutes every day. And so I don't quite do it that often. I'm averaging probably every 2 or 3 days on the mat. I use the neck portion, however, a lot more. So like I'm sitting right now, or if I'm sitting in bed and really need to just kind of give my neck a break, I will often just lay back against the board and use the pillow. So I will use this more than the mat. I love them both. And you know what, for the 30 some bucks this cost, it was an absolutely great investment in my pain management process. I don't regret spending a penny on this if and when this one stops working, which honestly, if you take care of it and make sure that you don't, leave it lying around. Our cats like to play with them, so I have a drawer for them underneath the bed where I put it. As long as you do that, you know what, this thing's gonna last you forever. So for $30 some, I've spent a lot more on this. I would highly recommend that you get one of these. There's a link down below in the description box if you're interested in trying one out. They are affiliated links, and so a portion of the sale, if you purchase one, does come to us as support. So if you do want to buy one, we'd really appreciate if you use our links. So that was number 1. Number 2 is a little less fun because, it's just something you have to do. Since I became ill, my doctors and specialists were having a really hard time tracking blood pressure, seeing whether or not I had chronic blood pressure problems or what exactly was going on. And so they essentially told me I kind of had no choice but to get one of these lovely things. And when we were tracking consistently, I was tracking 3 times a day, 7 days a week for about 3 months until we started getting a really consistent reading, which actually never happened. I don't have a consistent blood pressure. I didn't 2 years ago. We've gotten a lot better now that I'm on specific medications. Yep, under 30 on blood pressure medication. Not exactly what I wanted to be doing in my life, but here we are. I do feel a lot better since I've started on them. This has allowed my doctors a lot of support. They can't do it all, and when you have a chronic illness and chronic pain issues and chronic health issues, the reality is the day-to-day workings of your life are gonna have a huge impact on how your doctor can do things. And this, you know what? I know it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but it's allowed a lot of insight into my conditions and has supported my doctors in making better decisions for my health. And that's why I committed to doing it. We paid about $60 for this thing. This one we actually bought at Costco. The one that's in the link down below is very similar, But the real reason why we bought one like this is specifically because it has Bluetooth. The machine itself talks to an app and can Bluetooth send all of the readings to your phone, and it will chart and map everything out. And then what I would do is bring my phone obviously to my doctor's office and show her my reporting, and it would really allow her a really good insight on, my averages and how things were going. And, we're trying to track if I was having more issues during the morning or the afternoon or the evening and all these things. So really being able to track and have that app available to me was a huge reason why we specifically bought this one. And so the one down in the description also has an app Bluetooth link so that you can make sure that your doctor gets all the information they need to support you. If you think that you're having blood pressure problems and your doctor may or may not have noticed, or you think that at specific times of the day you think there might be an issue, I would highly recommend getting one and just start tracking. Maybe your doctor hasn't told you you need to get one of these, but you're just not sure whether or not it might have an impact. I would recommend it. It's not the cheapest thing, but your blood pressure has a huge impact on your day-to-day health. And if there might be something that everyone's missing because your blood pressure crashes, at 7 p.m. every night because of I don't know what, but you're noticing something and now you've got the data to prove it, that could be a huge impact on your health and a huge impact on the therapies and the things that your doctor can recommend when they see the data themselves. Because let's be real, doctors like data and it gives them a direction to go into, and it's always a good thing to have as much data as humanly possible. I love charts. So before we go into our last product, I do want to mention that we did purchase all these products. None of them have been sponsored or anything like that. We paid for them ourselves, and so I do want you to know that these reviews are just my honest opinion of what I use on a daily basis. So this is what it is. And if you have any questions about any of the products or want to know some extra details, or I may have missed something, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what you'd like to see or have any questions about the product specifically. If you have a product in mind that you've used and you think might help me or that you'd like me to review, please leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to get any ideas you guys might want to see me review in the future. And so last but not least, I'm actually sitting on it. This is actually a maternity pillow. My maternity pillow's name is Octopus, because it's flimsy and walks around, and we call it Octopus. It's my octopus pillow. I don't know why we call it that, but we have weird names for everything, so here we are. You know what? This pillow has been a godsend. I don't really remember how I landed on this whole concept of getting a maternity pillow for myself. This pillow has been a godsend. Breathing pillows or triangular pillows. Luke will put an image right up here from an Amazon listing that we purchased. And honestly, I hated it. It was big, it was bulky. Honestly, it didn't really do much for me. I found that it would collapse really easily. It just wouldn't support me very well. And so I got this pillow, which, like I mentioned, it's technically a maternity pillow for people who are pregnant and need some extra support when they go to bed. This maternity pillow specifically was about $65, mid-range as far as these pillows are concerned. There's definitely way more expensive ones out there. Is this gonna last forever? No, I use it, 10 hours a day, and I use it for support. So the back of the pillow sits right here, and then I'll either sit like this with my legs cross-eyed and it supports my hips, or I will lay flat with my legs in front of me. Either way, the pillow kind of shapes to what I need. I can move every angle. It's not connected. So if I'm uncomfortable and I just need to throw it over, I do. There's just a lot of options. And for somebody that can't be in the same position for more than maybe 20 minutes if I'm lucky, this has been just a great pillow for me to make sure that I don't get any pains or don't leave my limbs in a specific position that is really painful. And so if you're a person that spends a lot of time in bed and needs something to just give you a bit different angles or just different positions to be in, I would highly recommend a maternity pillow. This specific one will be linked down below. You are more than welcome to try it out. I am going to be honest, this thing is amazing. I use it so much. I would get another one, but unfortunately they are quite cumbersome. And so the one thing I will say is finding a spot for this to live, quote unquote, live when you're not using it is quite challenging. We haven't found one in the new house yet, but we will eventually, because when I'm not using it, Luke has to throw it around. It's always in his way. He has a love-hate relationship with my octopus pillow, but it's okay. We're making it work. I love it. I need it. It's something that I will probably forever, as far as I'm concerned, have in my repertoire of things that I use for my chronic pain. It is what it is. I haven't found a better solution or a more compact solution that gives me this much flexibility. This has just been a great item that I've had for about a year now. I went through a lot of different wedge pillows and things like that until I found this one. They all were kind of blah. They just didn't give me the flexibility that my octopus pillow does. And so if you're interested in giving one a shot, by all means, there's so many options on Amazon. I linked this one specifically just because I really like it. Honestly, I don't think they're very different from one to the other. And so if it doesn't come in a color that you like or anything like that, by all means, pick something comparable. But this one specifically will be linked down below. So I hope today's video was helpful and that one of these items might fit your needs in the future or right now. Either way, I hope you enjoyed today's review video, and until next time, don't forget to slow your roll and breathe.